Welcome back to the Spring North American Challenger Series for what could be our last game of the day. We'll know after this game is done. We're getting ready for our game number 2 between NME and Dream Team. Now, neither of these teams have locked a playoff spot.
And they can't.
Yes, and it is impossible for them to do this. So this is now a battle for seeding in the upcoming summer qualifier.
Exactly. If you're 5th place, you get to actually skip, I believe, another best of 5, and you also get to pick your opponent as opposed to 6th where you kind of get seeded back into the bracket. So you want to be able to choose your opponent, and you want to be able to just come back and say, I want to play that team. They don't look so strong. It didn't work out for our last 5th place team because I believe they ended up picking up the team that became Dream Team.
Yeah.
So Dream Team, maybe they end up not in that same position, but they will have the power to choose and pick their own poison, possibly.
Yeah. Peck and Wolf, however, he did reasonably well in that last game. Able to come up really strong, 2-0-5 when it was all said and done.
Yeah, his Lux was rather good. I always knew Pekin Wolf as a guy who loved the mid lane niddly and loved to actually poke people out. So I think this is a champion that's not too far out of his wheelhouse, and I think that him and Wolfie have fairly similar styles.
Yeah.
So you're usually looking at the type of supportive or poke mid laner there for both of these guys.
It really seemed like it was the long-range sniper war. The guys throwing skill shots from down mid lane. They never really got to interact too much head-to-head in team fights. And in addition to that, for Dream Team, Massacre came up huge at the end with that triple kill and just riding it forward with some great pressure.
Yeah, TM8 did a really good job in that game. He had a 84 CS advantage at the end of the game, and he definitely was a big part of how they snowballed it. And I talked about Chirong in the top lane, but it was actually a lot of the enabling that he was able to do for TM8, and then TM8 was able to execute on top of that. So shout out to TM8 for that, because he was able to follow up and do a really good job of creating his own advantages and then also capitalizing on the advantages his team created.
Yeah, so again, that's Dream Team. They're currently at 3 points in the standings after that one win. If they win the next game, that brings them to 5 points. And some of our more astute viewers...
The points don't matter.
Exactly. You'll notice that ties them with Team Liquid Academy, but TLA beat them in week number 1 2-0, which means that they own the head-to-head. There is no tie. So even though they are tied in points, they're not going to be able to make playoffs at the very end. But let's review the starting lineups. On the blue side this time around, it's going to be NME. In the top, Kenny with jungler Obvious, mid laner Wolfie, AD carry Otter, and are you ready for Trance at support?
No, nobody's ready for Trance. Not even our camera crew didn't show up. What Trance? Anyway, on the red side, it's going to be Dream Team. Chirong in the top lane, Schernfire in the jungle, Pekin Wolf in mid lane, TM8 at AD carry, and Biofrost on support.
So now this match is for seeding, as you mentioned, for the next Challenger Series play-ins. If these guys can take the win, for Dream Team, it means that they will get their choice of opponent in that seeding, whereas that NME, that's the name of the team, are not going to be able to choose.
Well, if they win, then they force tiebreaker.
Yes.
This becomes a best of 3.
Yeah, because then we would have 1-1, and we'll find out as we get into that. But as you can see, picks and bans well underway between the two. Zed banned away from Pekin Wolf. We were just saying, hey, he likes to play long-range support-style mid laners.
He's versatile as well, but I think that he's mostly known for his niddly play. And mostly poke champions. So yeah, the Zed is just something that, if they play it right now, people are kind of afraid of that in solo queue, and it's banned away very commonly.
Yeah, this is 6.3 that we're playing on right now. So Duskblade of Drakthar is available, which is the coolest name for an item. It's a Duskblade of Drakthar. Who's Drakthar? Why does he have a Duskblade?
I don't know, but I think Drakthar was the name of a dragon in World of Warcraft.
Ooh, we're getting some cross-franchise references here.
We gonna find this out. So.
Yeah, he's opening up Wikipedia right now. The other bans, however, that's going to be Gangplank taken away from Chirong, possibly for Pekin Wolf. Again, 6.3. He's getting nerfed on live tonight on 6.4. So if any of you want to play Gangplank, tonight's the night to do it before he gets that little barrel nerf in addition to some of his gold. Bard taken away from Trance, along with Callista from Otter and Quinn. But that means Kog'Maw is still strong, and it's going to be locked in for Otter in the bottom lane. Immediately, however, Dream Team answer with Fiora and Nidalee. What better way to shut down that Kog'Maw but getting in his face?
Well, there's a better way, and it's to CC him and then kill him that way.
Oh, yeah.
But
well,
you've left up so much here. You left up the Kog'Maw. Lulu is open. Braum is most likely going to be paired up here with the Kog'Maw because Braum, in my opinion, is the best support to go alongside him because you get that passive on, and then it's no longer that, oh, Janna be defensive lane. It's a kill lane. And Kog'Maw doesn't have to wait until late game because he makes the Braum passive go off immediately and gets so much free damage. That's the best combination, and then Braum is able to protect him later on. So that is a doubly effective support. Aggressive, allows him to be aggressive, and protects him. I think it's a mistake from Dream Team because they're leaving up so much that helps the Kog'Maw.
Yeah, they really are. It looks like it's going to be Lulu locked in now for Wolfie in the mid lane. We could see if Trance takes that in the bottom. And there goes the Braum. Last second swap over. Yeah, it's Braum locked in for Trance. So as you mentioned, they will have that pressure in the bottom lane. But Massacre, after having 80 CS ahead in that last game over Otter's Corki, we'll see if he's going to be able to do something similar this time around. No Kalista is available, but that Lucian is still up. And we'll see where that Lulu ends up going. If that's going to be for IKNU in the top or Wolfie in the mid lane.
It could be. I think it sounds like a Wolfie champion to me a little bit, but I've definitely seen IKNU play that champion multiple times. I think he even had a stint where he was playing support, and then he played Lulu on support as well. So,
yeah, now Dream Team looking at their next two. I just want to let you guys know, he's still looking.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out how to spell it.
It's D-R-A-K?
Well, no.
T-H.
I think the one in...
Oh, the actual...
Yeah.
Whatever it is, the reference is... Well, what is it spelled backwards?
Drakthar?
Ratcad.
No, you started with an R.
Drakthar. It's
yeah,
Ratcad.
Drakthar. Yeah. Okay, Drakthar, yeah.
Which is not... That's nothing. So we'll see what the answer is now for NME as they look at their next two champions. Galio being hovered. Don't think we're going to see it. It's
possible. But
yeah.
I'll jump over to what Dream Team have here because the Corki for Pekin Wolf makes perfect sense. I know he likes to play that champion, and then they're going to have some poke, wave clear, and now they have a split pusher with Sharon, which that was one of their most successful games is when he was split pushing, and then they have the disengaged support so far.
We'll see how that works out. Malphite for IKNU, and that's going to be Rek'Sai for Obvious. Biofrost giving us a bit of troll as he looks at this last pick. Could be for mid lane, could be for AD carry, depending on where that Corki is going to end up. Biofrost buying some time as he's hovering right now. Doesn't want to show too much by locking it in, perhaps buying some time for him to communicate with his coach and talk a little bit more about what their composition is going to have to do if they are going to kill that Kog'Maw. Looks like it is going to be Corki in the mid lane. Massacre goes back to Lucian in the bottom. Suddenly it's a Lucian Janna bottom.
Yep, Lucian Janna, powerful combination, but of course you do have to watch out because it is a Braum and a Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw is incredibly strong, and when he has a Lulu alongside him, and then he has an Initiator and attack speed slower if somebody gets on top of him, then this is a big deal here. I like the composition from NME, but I do understand Dream Team, good composition here as well. Wave clear, mixed damage, and a split pusher. So split pushing for Dream Team versus NME, they want to just team fight.
Yeah, well, we'll see if NME can get those team fights that they're looking for as we get ready to get into this next match. We want to know, again, we've said it like 3 times tonight. We're going on 4 now, maybe. We want to know what you think. Send us a hashtag with NME win or hashtag DT win. That's Dark Templar win. To @LOL Esports. So we can find out what you think. It could be Drakthar win, actually, DT. Duskblade.
Or it could be down to win.
Drakthar.
Who knows anymore? It could be David Turley win. Oh no! No!
We'll find
Enemy
out.
win!
Yeah.
Anything but David Turley.
And enemy stands for not my enemy, David Turley.
Oh, that's just a lie.
All right, 30 seconds in, everybody's racing out of the gates with initial items. And we did talk a little bit about these compositions early on. He's still trying to figure out where Drakthar
so
came
it
from.
is a WoW reference.
Okay.
100% confirmed by Azael, who is actually a character in WoW.
Gotcha. Oh, Azael's a character?
Azael's a character in WoW.
How did that happen?
Okay, so Azael is a world champion that played for Evil Geniuses. And after he ended up winning, Blizzard ended up putting him in the game, and apparently he's
how?
because he's an arena player, right?
Uh-huh.
So when you're in the World Battleground, his character comes out when you're behind and helps you from behind.
What?
So Azael is legit
What?
in a video game. You jelly?
He is canon? Oh my gosh, that's the... hold on.
Yeah, him and Hoodrich. I remember Hoodrich a bunch. Ugh. You're just going to get him mostly.
I'm trying to... oh, man. Arena.
But that's you're still going to get the same thing.
We're breaking open the wiki here.
Just type NPC.
Okay, yeah, that's good. This needs to be... What?
There you go.
That is the coolest thing. Necrolord Azir.
Yep.
Azael. Necrolord Azael.
Yep. Sorry. We're fanboying about our coworker.
Yeah,
anyway.
The coolest thing. And he, like, patrols the... What?
Yeah, he patrols to destroy people.
Okay, I am sufficiently impressed. I mean, we give our guys skins.
Do we? I haven't seen a David Freak Turley skin.
No,
obviously
world
not
champion.
Oh, okay.
Well, to be fair, we've got Primetime Draven, which is like representative of all of us.
True.
Except for Shocks?
I think it's got some Shocks in there, too.
Maybe. He doesn't wear glasses, though.
Recent development. We'll patch it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we've managed to go a solid 2.5 minutes without actually talking about the game at hand.
I know, it's quite the accomplishment.
All right. Looks like we're seeing a bit of a CS lead open up for Dream Team as they're just a little bit ahead in all of their lanes. But we're not expecting that to maintain over the next few minutes. It's still very early on, and these lanes are highly variable to any sort of changes. Jungler's clearing out a few camps while Kenny Yu takes some punishment from Chirong. Oh gosh, he missed both of them. Come on. I saw that. We all did, Chirong. Just a little bit of mistiming. Meanwhile, Surenfire, Scuttle secured. And Massacre and Biofrost in the bottom lane. Are you still looking this up?
No, I'm just interested.
Close it.
No.
There's a time and a place for World of Warcraft.
The Black Dragon flight. Okay, anyway.
Neither the time nor the place is now.
That's true. Anyway, Dream
Team.
Team.
Wait, were you reading the lore?
No. Anyway, Dream Team 300 gold up at the moment. But, smites that. Tron gets the slow.
Yeah, sees the spear coming from over the wall and isn't going to be caught by it. Still watching for the invade, though, as that blue buff is up. He's a level down. So he just doesn't want to make sure that that blue buff gets stolen away by Surenfire. Looks like his Gromp is going to be the target. No smite for Obvious means that Surenfire should be able to secure it, but Obvious is just going to try to punish him for it.
Yeah, top laners can't help.
Yeah, he leapt into the wall there. Speaking of top laners, oh no, he's hopped over. There's there's Wolfie. There's a lot of damage onto Surenfire. He takes a little bit more damage. And he goes down. First blood, Wolfie.
And that's really good for Wolfie because I believe that gives him the blue buff onto his Lulu early on in the game. We'll be able to have a little bit more pressure in this lane against Pekin Wolf,
who so far is up in CS. Wolfie now has full mana and 2 biscuits, whereas Peckinwolf has already gone through all 3 of his corrupting potions to try to keep up with Wolfie early on. So a bit of a window of opportunity for Wolfie. We'll see if he can properly capitalize with this blue buff. And everyone just continues to relax and hang about. And again, this is not a match for a playoff spot. This is a match for higher seeding and opponent choice in the Challenger qualifiers.
Yes, and right now, NME doing a great job. Picked up that 1 kill. Let's continue to look across the map here. Warding, still very scarce at the moment. Obvious, I almost called him oblivious. Obvious, it's getting late. You know, 4 games, actually I guess 5 games in a row, we'll do it to you.
You're 5 games in now.
Like, basically an LCS day. So yeah, Obvious. He does have the Sightstone first item there. Surenfire. Ooh, boy.
Takes some punishment. Wolfie has got that blue buff, so just trying to bully Surenfire away.
Get a decent amount of damage on him, just recover your mana back, and that gives Obvious the time to set up wards, but Obvious also gets to come down towards this bottom lane.
Could be looking for the knockup. Biofrost seems to be the target, doesn't find the range. Massacre gives him a few tags as he walks back into his own jungle.
A little bit out of range there, but I think he still would have been knocked up by Biofrost's tornado before he even got in range, so nothing really would have gone differently there. NME, this composition relies on Otter. Otter got himself a Cull after his first back. You see Wolfie got himself a Dark Seal. So this is a team that they're just trying to invest in that late game. They're trying to invest in getting this Kog'Maw fed, but also Lulu looking for some assists. Keep Kog'Maw safe for the start.
Yeah,
Be good to go.
That's a late Cull on Otter. We'll see if he can make it to the late game successfully. His team almost completely protect the Kog'Maw team. Lulu, Braum, Rek'Sai, and Malphite for disruption.
Yeah, and this team just wants to 5v5. Dream Team, they want to get an advantage onto Chirong and then just 4-1 split push with having Chirong enter the fray. Every now and then, Wolfie walks forward!
He goes forward to dodge the spear. Dream Team didn't see that coming, but they didn't see Obvious either.
Yeah, I think if Wolfie had just walked backwards, he would have died there. But, oh, Trance is so far from Otter!
Oh man, Otter takes a lot of punishment here. There's an exhaust, he's trying to fight it out. Heal to keep him standing, it's double flash! Massacre gets a kill in the bottom lane. Whoa, flashes to dodge the final explosion. This could be another kill if they're looking for Trance. Biofrost is tanking the turret. Clean 2 kills, Dream Team.
Man, they were ready for Trance, but Trance wasn't ready for them because he was so far forward, and Otter just gets picked off by himself before the support can even reinforce.
Wolfie's playing a dangerous game. He's got his wild growth and is forced to use it as Pickenwolf perfectly threads the needle. By the way, yes, that is the third time I've pronounced his name differently.
Yeah.
Heads up, next time we're going for Peek and Wow.
And this is the reason why Wolfie is called Wolfie and not Wolf, because it'd be Peek and Wolf and Wolf.
Peek and Wolf and Wolf?
Actually, he has no idea why he's Wolfie. He's like, I thought about it, and I came to the conclusion, why would I have the E in it if it was anything else?
But it is what it is, so it has to be what it is.
Yeah, I guess it is.
It's some grade A logic. Yeah. Oh,
I love your logic. I love your grade A logic. I'm glad we're playing these games now.
Surenfire's looking for the spear. He's taking more punishment from the minions here. Yeah, there's Otter. Trance too far. Can't get the stand.
So Dream Team were zoned from the minion wave completely. That was a stacked up minion wave, and there was an advantage there for TM8, and they couldn't walk forward. But if they had walked forward as a unit, I bet you TM8 would have died there. You would have been able to get the stun on him, no problem. You would have been able to tag him. Kog'Maw would have W'd, and it would have been a great fight. Trance, even if he had Flash E'd at the start of that, you stop the Janna Tornado with your shield, you block all of TM8's damage. That might have just been worth it and would have been the turnaround.
That does mean, though, that Otter, once again, is going to have some difficulty farming. Another call on Massacre. Whoa. These guys are going to take their time with this lane. Not expecting any sort of early win. Peek Wolf rides the package out to safety.
Package Wolf. Just another way to pronounce it.
Package Wolf.
Every game it's different. Obvious, looking for Surenfire.
I mean, it's better than Pecan Wolf.
Pecan.
Can you win the game? I don't know.
I don't know.
Ooh, Obvious. Did he smite steal that? I can't tell because he has so many legs.
He's got legs. She's got legs, but no.
I was referring to Obvious.
It went two. He's got legs too.
Culling is going to zone away the rest of NME, and the blue buff was secured by Surenfire, but not giving that over to Pekin Wolf.
Not a whole lot of action across the map right now. Kenny Yu shoving into Chirong. Chirong is content to scale up and then get to the point where Fiora can duel the Malphite and win and do all that true damage to him. But NME are waiting for these power spikes onto Kog'Maw. But it takes a long time. You have to go through the Rage Blade, the combination for it up against TM8, who has so much attack damage, and alongside that Janna, he has even more. So obvious, Rek'Sai, good ganker, and I'll be honest, I actually think they're if you don't use the clever pathing of Rek'Sai anymore, then Rek'Sai is actually a worse ganker than most junglers now.
NME takes some damage, but just lumbers to safety.
And like I was saying, it just Nidalee can run through brush very quickly and get to you and leave and do a lot of damage, and that's his ganks. But oh, nice knock up!
Immediately shows himself on the bottom lane. A stun finds Biofrost. There's a teleport from iKennyU, and suddenly they're turning this play around. Massacre takes some damage as Obvious takes a few turret hits. Double kill for Otter.
And that's the person you want those kills on. So that's 2 kills going over to the Kog'Maw, 2-1 and 0 for Otter. Possibly picking up turret here in the near future. But that's going to be turret top lane taken in response. So they're just going to trade these over, possibly clear out the jungle afterwards and get their hands on that blue buff.
For the turret, bottom tier 1. It will be answered as iKennyU burrows back to the top lane. And it's pushed back now. About 1,000 gold in favor of Dream Team. A lot of that is going to be from Peek&Woof and Chirone, along with a moderate CS lead from Surenfire. Wolfie, though, has the ulti damage. Yeah, he's able to use it with enough mana.
Yeah, that's all he's able to do, though. That's going to possibly be Rift Herald here for Chirone.
Every time Herald dies, it hurts because it's not a death; it's a scream when he dies. Ooh, Biofrost though.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't even know if Obvious got. He did get an assist. Obvious has 100% kill participation. And that's gonna be Herald going down.
It's not like a death scene or yell or anything. It's truly tragic when you watch him go down.
It is kind of a death scene. He actually,
because he gets pulled back into the void.
There's this rift that opens up. So see, Herald was just heralding the rift, and it just came back and sucked him up.
I feel like that's not a good thing.
He went back to whence he came.
Wasn't that
I wouldn't feel sorry for him.
Malzahar who got pulled into the void and then started warning people away from it? Or was that Kassadin?
Kassadin?
That was Kassadin, yeah. Who went in, and now look at him. He breathes like Darth Vader.
Yeah, pretty sick. I mean, now he's
like actually ill?
No, I mean, like, now he is not affected by all the airborne viruses that you are.
Because he has his air in a tube. Speaking of someone else who might be breathing through a tube, Obvious trying to get away from a potential gank on Dream Team. Surenfire was able to turn it around with a counter gank of his own, even getting a roam from iKennyU to leave Chirone splitting on the far side.
Yep, keep him splitting.
Ooh, Spear finds Trance. He completely whiffs the ultimate, but is able to zone Dream Team away.
It was a zoning ultimate. Surenfire continuing to push down. This turret's so low.
Trance is able to block that one, but Peek&Woof in the mid lane with Sheen and Phage is able to break through this mid tier 1 rather quickly. Wolfie is going to be there in time. There it goes. Turret goes down, and wow, that's
time for what?
For you. Doing a lot of damage. The rocket finds him. He dashes forward. Can he land the follow-up? Surenfire misses the spear. It's going to be flash for Surenfire. Despite the exhaust, he gets a kill.
And that's Wolfie going down. Both summoner spells used, and Dream Team, they got the middle turret, they got damage on that top tier 2, and now they collapse and they get this tier 2 in the mid lane, and that opens up the map. It gives them a 5,000 gold lead against the Kog'Maw comp.
See if NME can pull it back together as Rageblade has finally been finished on Otter. Surenfire, whoa, looking for the spear, doesn't find it, and suddenly what was a pretty solid, comfortable lead for NME gets completely turned around. Dream Team with a 6,000 gold lead, 5 turrets to 1.
Oh man, they've just been moving around the map in a far superior way. We saw it in last game as well. Dream Team, they had the turret lead when we tuned in, and that's how they ended up closing the game. Sure, NME had more kills, but it was Dream Team that were playing the map better. You play the fights well, but if you're playing the map better at the early mid part of the game, you set yourself up to actually be a little lazy in the fights and not have to have perfect execution just because you have a gold lead. And that's how Dream Team are playing.
Speaking of perfect execution, Surenfire secures Dragon number 1 for his team, the first of the game 15 minutes in. That means we could see up to a 39-minute Dragon 5 for Dream Team if they get every other Dragon as it respawns.
We could also see one that's much more delayed if they go 4 and 4 in Dragons than another Dragon.
You're exactly right. Yeah, I mean, technically it could be infinite because nobody could take another Dragon for the rest of the game.
That's true.
But that's not a desirable situation. Likely we're going to see people fighting over it. Pekin Wolf takes some big damage. He's got the package, though. If he can find Wolfie, could be able to punish him, but obvious. Shows himself around the ward.
Top lane, though.
He's able to zone it away. And yes, top lane, you're exactly right. Dream Team moving faster than even I can see. Take down the third Tier 2 turret, 16.5 minutes in.
They'll lose bottom Tier 2, but it's just the Kog'Maw dealing some damage to these turrets. They have multiple outer and inner turrets left here, so it's 2 to 6 in turrets with a 5,000, almost 6,000 gold lead here for Dream Team. So Dream Team are just playing this so well.
Yeah, this is a huge spike for them. Trinity Force completed for Pekin Wolf. Chirong completes his Hydra and gets another hammer to add on top of it. Not to mention the Essence Reaver and Zeal for Massacre. This is a very scary situation for NME.
But of course, when you have a Kog'Maw, the situation is only scary for a temporary window, because then it becomes incredibly scary.
He had a bit of a smile on his face when he said temporary. Are we talking like a 5-minute window or like a 20-minute?
I'm talking like when Kog'Maw is able to get into a fight with 2 to 3 items, then Kog'Maw is capable of winning you the game very easily.
So he's got 1.5 items in 17 minutes.
Yeah, when he gets Runeans and then he gets his third item, which can be a variety of different things, that's when he's able to turn on and do a whole lot of damage with the Blade of the Ruined King. Depends on what it is.
Yeah, the big concern, however, is it's 17 minutes into the game, and it's a 6,000 gold lead for Dream Team. If they can make plays happen now, they can deny that Kog'Maw.
Yeah, you have to snowball, though, because 6,000 isn't enough to give you insurance against a Kog'Maw.
Pekin Wolf looking to make that insurance happen as he finds some harass. Herald again. Let's watch the death scene this time. Oh gosh, and he dissolved into it. Oh, that's tragic.
I imagine it's much like before he was born. So he's in a better place.
Is it though?
Yep, anyway, Kenny, he might go and experience what it's like to not be born here.
Yeah, there goes some true damage. Chirong continues to provide chase. Here comes Obvious. Kenny Yu baits Chirong towards the wall, lands the knockup, but Obvious doesn't follow up. And Chirong, he's going the wrong way. He's actually going to be able to meet up with his team and escape without getting a kill. He's able to pull 2 members aside, however. And gets out just fine.
I think Obvious was just, I think he may have used his E earlier. It's actually a pretty decent cooldown when you're using tunnels on Rek'Sai. It's not like I can make a tunnel every 10 seconds or anything early on. Takes like 16. Digging is hard work. You go make a tunnel.
I feel like you've had this conversation before with people on your team. Why didn't you knock him up? Why didn't you dash over the wall and tunnel?
Tunnel was down from when I was doing Raptors 15 seconds ago. Sorry, guys.
Oh, boy. Obvious. Able to help out Kenny Yu with some moral support. Turnfire with the invade. Snags red buff, but Obvious. There's the tunnel. Still doesn't quite find the knockup, though.
No, but smart enough to not follow. Turnfire 2 levels up over Obvious, and pretty much level advantages across the board here for Dream Team. Mid, jungle, and top lane. Bottom lane's the only one that's pretty much even, and there's just a decent amount of kills here between both members of that squad. So Banner of Command here for Biofrost as well. Random aside, because that's going to hurt.
Oh, Pekin Wolf has to dash out as a big culling finds enemy and zones them away. With that Banner of Command, it's actually on cooldown right now. They've got a wave prepped in the top lane with Fiora split on the bottom.
Now it's on cooldown.
There he goes. He just uses it. Off cooldown, I guess I should say. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always one of those things where people say ulti up or ulti on. I think they say on.
Ulti on?
Yeah, ulti on.
Never heard that.
Oh.
Those people are weird.
Yeah, it's actually, I think, a language thing. I think they say it in Korea, possibly. I've seen it a lot in my game sounds. People say ulti on, but look at this.
Baron being secured.
It's on.
By Dream Team. It is on at the break of dawn. NME looking to contest. They're rushing forward, finally getting vision, but Baron is taken. Biofrost with the Flash Monsoon. He's going to die so that his team can get out over the wall. Definitely a worth trade.
Oh. Barely misses it, and that's going to be the split push here coming into play. So Dream Team, superior wave clear, 4-1. They have TP on Chiron, and there is not a TP on iKennyU. So there isn't really a good answer here for this Fiora with Baron, who's 2 levels up right now over his lane opponent. So Dream Team, they're looking like they might get those 5 points, get themselves 5th place. It's a bummer that they can't even contest for 4th because it's looking like they got this team together. And it's really unfortunate because this is a squad that had 5 different players in their bottom lane this season. They had TM8, Double G on AD carry. Then they had Biofrost, Hakuho, and Papa Chow on support. So we've seen 5 different members in this bot lane in 10 games.
Massacre is going to be slaughtered. There goes a knockup. He flashes, but the stun still finds him. Can he get out? No. Otter on the rampage.
Kog'Maw Braum.
Shutting him down. Massacre gets destroyed. This top tier 1 likely going to drop as well, but the rest of Dream Team, they've still got Baron on 3 members. Could look for a window of opportunity.
True. They use Chiron to split push. They'll be in good shape. Kog'Maw, though, Otter, has that 2.0 attack speed right now. So he uses his W, he jumps up to that 4.0, and that means that he's getting 4 in 1 second. So if Braum tags somebody, all you have to do is W and right-click them, and even if they flash, you've already sent 3 autos at them, and they'll all connect afterwards. And that's what we saw with that Lucian.
Not a chance for Massacre. The rest of Dream Team are on the bottom lane, and after taking the tier 1, enemy get out with their lives, leaving Peek and Wolf to secure that wave on the other side of the map. Now, Massacre has respawned. He's trying to build up a little bit more damage to keep himself alive. And that's a Mage Eyes on Wolfie in the mid lane.
Oh.
Yeah, Chiron.
This is that matchup.
Oh, wow! Gets 3 vitals right away, and oh my gosh, the auto attack was prepped as Malphite used his ultimate.
Oh my god. That is going to put the ultimate on cooldown as well. So, Chiron, he's actually getting a lot here for himself. Banner command in the top side with Baron buff. So goodbye there from Biofrost. It's going to be almost impossible for enemy to even clear out. And Chiron is just going to continue to push this bottom lane. And I think he's going to be able to take over this game by himself if he needs to.
Some damage finds Peek and Wolf. Obvious, looks for a bit of chase. Slow, buys time, but the rest of the team in the mid lane knock down an inhibitor turret before enemy can respond. Otter's trying to get in to try to clear the wave. Enemy lead the charge for him, buying time. Peek and Wolf on the far side finds huge damage. Shirkfire dashes in, but Trance is already dead. Exhaust will shut down Otter just a little bit. There's Jerome. Can he use back in? But he wishes he had his ultimate right now. Can't quite use it. The inhibitor goes down. Dream Team are still alive as 5. And enemy are continuing to try to scare them away, but Dream Team are unstoppable.
And they get that bottom tier 3, I guess, inhibitor turret there for Dream Team. I said tier, and then you had to follow that up, right? You can't pivot at that point. I committed! So yes, the tier 3 turret goes down, aka inhibitor turret in that bot side. And they get both the inhibitor turret and the inhibitor in mid. So Dream Team, multiple waves going to be pushing in. They already have the Baron, though, so these waves are just going to be more pressure. This is where you go to top side and you have bot side split because you have TP, or you do it vice versa, where you make your Fiora split push against an actual turret so that the rest of your squad can just walk in. And they walk up, Tornado there, and TM8, multiple crits, and they're just keeping Peek and Wolf and TM8 on the right side of these fights. Jerome comes in from the backside. He was pushing down that turret. Turret goes down by itself from the minions, but he did a good job of pushing it out and getting an advantage. And that true damage that he's dealing onto the Malphite means iKennyU can't even contest this. And there's no way he'll contest this. Percent HP true damage, what's the counter?
Crowd control?
Riposte.
Yeah. Riposte, repel,
Yeah.
playful trickster.
Percent HP true damage, you build HP, it doesn't matter.
Ooh, Chiron gets chunked out by Otter, down to half. Chiron, however, has switched over to a Ravenous Hydra on top of that Black Cleaver, so he should be able to get some health back. But the rest of Dream Team are again putting pressure on all 3 lanes at once. Their lane pressure has been phenomenal this game, aside from the one mistake of Massacre getting caught on the top side of the map.
Yep.
Obviously,
Comp correctly.
yeah, looking for Peek-and-Wolf here. Teleport by Kenny Yu. Who's he going to look for? Over the wall finds Massacre, but there's no follow-up. Cleanse to try to get him out. There's another follow-up knock-up. Massacre is the target. It's a bounce house for the poor guy. He finally is going to drop. Otter, though, goes down. He's shut down. Peek-and-Wolf on the far side has been untouched throughout the entire engage. Schernfire doing some serious work while Peek-and-Wolf is going head-to-head with that tank. He'll keep him standing. There's Jerome and Schernfire. The spear finds it. That's a triple kill for Schernfire.
This could be
they're
game.
looking for it. And Ace picked up for Dream Team, and they could be looking for this tier 2-0 right now.
That is a tier 4 turret, Dom.
Yeah, the tier
all
4.
the way at the Nexus. You gotta commit when you say a tier. Go all the way, just like Dream Team did, and that's going to be 5 points for them, and they're going to end the season in 5th place.
And a little bit of teleport from Chirong to end off this Challenger regular season split. That's it.
No tiebreakers.
No tiebreakers whatsoever. That's exciting. So again, just to run through, we've
Quite
got,
exciting.
Yeah,
No tiebreakers.
Apex, Ember, TDK, Team Liquid Academy, Dream Team, and at the very bottom of the standings, NME. That means that for our play-ins, it's going to be Dream Team who are going to be able to choose their opponents in that semifinals before they play up a little bit more.
Yes, and then that means that enemy go even further down, I believe. And then we know what our playoff bracket looks like.
We do.
1 and 4, and 2 and 3. So rematches of today's game are match 1 and match 2.
Yeah, exactly as you said. It was rematches of those games. So we've got a bit of a preview, and we did see a bit of an upset. Liquid Academy taking game 2 over Apex. That means we could have a bit of a set on our hands.
Well, the fact that both of those sets actually went 1-1 means that we are definitely looking at the possibility of a really great set in both of them.
I know.
So this is going to be very competitive. Coming into Challenger, we knew this is going to be one of the most all-around competitive Challenger seasons that we've had because the caliber of the teams, the support staff that these teams have been garnering for themselves, and the fact that everybody is coming into it knowing there's LCS spots on the line, and LCS spots, for some reason, are now being taken more and more seriously by Challenger, where it's like, all right, we are fighting for this. We're going to, go out and see what we can get for our players, if we can get them a gaming house, if we can get them all of these things, and invest in it so that they are more successful later on. And that's what we're seeing with these top 4 teams. They've all invested in their infrastructure.
Yeah, well, it has paid off for some. We'll see if it pays off for more. With our final game in the books, here's a look at the updated Challenger standings. Living up to their namesake and at the peak of the standings, it's Apex.
And then Ember has finished in 2nd place with 10 points, followed by Team Dragon Knights, who finish in 3rd. And then following them is Team Liquid Academy, who secured themselves a 4th place finish with a draw, and Dream Team edged out NME in their series to take 5th place.
That means we can fill in the rest of the playoff bracket.
Woo.
Ember gets number 2 seed and will take on Team Dragon Knights.
You know what the best part of this is? Is that it hasn't changed from this morning. So
this is the one that we previewed earlier on.
I said morning, but this afternoon. So Apex, they will verse the 4th seed, which is Team Liquid Academy. So this is actually just a repeat of what happened today, and I believe these are best of 5 matches. So
looks to be some,
excited.
Yeah, good sets. Now, day 1 of our semifinal coverage is going to hit your streams Tuesday, March 8th with Ember and Team Dragon Knights, while Apex and Team Liquid Academy will play their series on the 9th.
Yep, looking forward to both of those series, and of course we saw them split, so very competitive.
Certainly. You won't have to wait that long to get your esports fix, however. Tomorrow, the European LCS will return with G2 Esports versus Elements.
Then Giants will battle Team Vitality, followed by their match of the week, H2K versus Fnatic.
That all starts at 9 a.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. for our friends in the Central European time zone. And that's just about it for us today. Congratulations to all of our playoff teams. Now, on behalf of myself, Zyrene, Freak, and the entire live broadcast crew, thank you so much for watching, and good night.
Man, look at me, man. I got all the jewels. Look at my shoes, man. I'm sharp.
Oh, Trance is so far from Otter.
Oh man, Otter takes a lot of punishment here. There's an exhaust. He's trying to fight it out. Heal to keep him standing. It's double flash. Yeah, Chirone.
This is that matchup
Oh, wow! Gets 3 vitals right away, and oh my gosh, there's another follow-up knockup. Massacre is the target. It's a bounce house for the poor guy. He finally is going to drop. Otter, though, goes down. There's Jerome and Schernfire. The spear finds it. That's a triple kill for Schernfire.
This could be
game. Looking for it, and Ace picked up for Dream Team, and they could be looking for this 2-0 right now.